Louise?
Yes?
You seem to have something on top of your head.
Yes?
Is there something you want to tell me?
Yes?
And what's that?
Well, you said you wanted to make a deviled egg.
Oh, I did, yeah. I love deviled
I'm
eggs.
trying to accommodate.
Okay, so does that mean you're going to be laying the eggs?
Yes.
Well, you better get to it because we got to make this recipe.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. So we're going to make some deviled eggs.
Here's number 6.
Oh, perfect. So, of course, the very first ingredient for deviled eggs is...
Eggs.
Eggs. Now, we, of course, have our own devil chicken, so if you don't happen to have that, you can just get eggs. We're using large white eggs, but you can use brown eggs. You can use eggs from your local farm, your local devil chicken, whatever you want. We're going to make 6, just because there are 2 of us, and that's enough for us, but if you want to make a dozen...
Any more would give me a headache.
Exactly. So, as many eggs as you need to serve the number of guests that you're going to be serving these deviled eggs to. Our next ingredient is...
What's that?
It is mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. So mayonnaise is what holds the yolk together. It also gives it a little bit more taste, a little more fluffiness.
The shell held everything together.
Well, it does, and then when you cook it, it does hold together. But the yolks, we're going to pop out the yolk, and we're going to mix it with a couple of other ingredients to make it taste good. And that's what makes a deviled egg. So we're going to use about 2 or 3 teaspoons of mayonnaise, and that's also to taste. You can use as much or as little as you want to.
I'm not going to taste it. Yeah, it's kind of weird if I do that.
So can you guess what other ingredient we're going to use in these deviled eggs?
I haven't the foggiest.
Well, because we want them to be really spicy, and because we're limited to just one more ingredient, we are going to use...
Sriracha!
Sriracha!
I bet you had that left over as a prop.
It does help when you have a prop for another video. If you didn't happen to have it as a prop for another video and you have other things in your kitchen, some people like paprika.
Paprika?
Some people like to use relish.
Relish?
And some people like to use mustard.
Mustard.
You can use that, any combination of those. You can use spices from your kitchen. You can put in onions, whatever you want. We're just going to use sriracha because we want these to be nice, hot deviled eggs. And also because we only have the one spice and this really packs a punch.
Punch.
Punch. Let's see how to make this.
We're going to cook our eggs a little bit differently than you normally would for hard-cooked eggs. Usually I would throw these into boiling water and then just cook them that way, but I thought that I would give this baking hard-cooked eggs a try. What you do is you will preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you just place 1 egg in each one of the cups of a cupcake tin. Now, because there are only 2 of us, we're just going to make 6 eggs. You could fill up the whole dozen if you wanted to, or use a smaller tin, obviously. This is going to go straight into the oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 30 minutes, or until these are cooked through. And then we'll take them out, and we will see what we do next. All right, my eggs are right out of the oven. They are very, very hot. And I don't know if you can see, but some of them have little specks on them where the heat of the oven has made them turn a little bit brown, which is interesting. I have a bowl of ice water right here. I had very small ice cubes, so they kind of melted since it's a hot day. So I'm going to immediately put my eggs directly into this ice water. And I'm just going to let them hang out there for about 10 minutes so that they can cool down. You want them to cool down completely, and then that way the shells should also come off a lot more easily. So we will come back in about 10 minutes, and hopefully these will be nice and cool and ready to peel. Alright, my eggs have been sitting in the ice cold water for 10 full minutes, and now I'm just going to peel them all, and hopefully they should peel fairly easily because they went directly from hot to cold. I have my eggs all peeled. They did peel a lot more easily. One interesting thing about this is that they do get these little dimples in them. That's a little bit different. I've never had that when I've boiled eggs. So now we're going to cut these in half and get them ready to stuff. One thing I have noticed, I probably cooked these just a little bit too long because if you can see, the yellow of this has a little tiny tinge of green. That just means that it's been cooked slightly longer, so I probably wouldn't go the full half hour with these eggs. So now what I'm doing is I'm just popping out the yolks and I'm putting them directly into a clean bowl. I have all my yolks in the bowl, so I'm just going to mash them all up. I'm just using a fork to do this. If you wanted to, you could throw these into a food processor and make them really smooth. I like them to be a little bit chunky. I like this not to be a puree. I really like to make this have a little bit of texture to it because the eggs are so soft. Now I'm going to start adding my mayonnaise. You want to make sure that you don't add so much that this gets wet. So I'm going to start with about 2 teaspoonfuls, and then I'll just keep adding until it's the texture that I want. And it turns out that 2 teaspoonfuls is just about right for this recipe. I really like it to have a little bit of texture. You can make it a little bit looser if you want to, just add a little bit more of the mayonnaise. But I like it to kind of stick to a fork or to a spoon. I really think that that's better than a really soupy, mushy inside of the yolk. Now, to give this just a little tiny bit of flavor, I'm going to add some sriracha. Now, you don't have to add this. Some recipes you can add in things like mustard, or you could add in paprika. I'm just giving this a really devilish sort of taste with just a little bit of sriracha. Don't go overboard with this. You want to put in just a tiny amount each time and taste it as you go. Okay, yeah, just a few drops of that sriracha really did add a nice little kick. And I'm going to put a tiny dot of sriracha on a few of these as well, just to spice them up a little bit more and make them look a little bit more interesting when we present them. And now all I have to do is stuff the mixture back into each egg. You want to be fairly conservative when you start with the first egg because you want to be able to fill all of them. And then you can go back and add in a little bit more if you need to. Alright, now these would be ready to present. Like I said, I'm going to add a little dot of sriracha onto a couple of these. You could do that to all of them, but I know that there are some people who really don't like too much heat, so I'm just going to do this on just a couple of them so that people who are feeling a little bit more adventurous can see the ones that are a little bit more spicy, and then the rest of us who don't take heat all that well, we can have the ones that are a little bit less spicy. Let's see how they taste.
Well, what do you think, Louise?
Well, it looked nice.
They do look nice. These are one of the easiest hors d'oeuvres or snacks, or you can even make them as a side dish for dinner. They're so easy to make. Just pop the eggs into the oven until they're cooked, fill them up with whatever you want, and then you've got the perfect snack. And I think I'll try one myself.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have any.
Well, I think those were the most devilish eggs you've ever laid, Louise.
You think the horns helped?
I really do. I really think that you should get a devilish chicken if you are going to make deviled eggs.
Do you mind if I take it off?
Oh, no,
a little tight.
can I help you?
Okay, thank you.
All right, great.
Whew, what a relief.
But did you have a good time making...
Great time.
Oh, great. Well, if other people had a good time, what can they do to keep up with what we do on this channel?
They can comment down below.
If you comment down below and just let us know what kind of recipes you'd like us to try next, that would be great. We make everything from sweet to savory. We make vegan. We make it with meat. We make whatever kind of recipes you want. So if you want us to try to make a recipe with 3 ingredients, we can do that for you. What else can people do?
They can share.
Sharing these videos helps us so much. If you there's a little share button down below. You can put it on Facebook, on Twitter, send people an email, just show it to your friends, and we would be more than happy to have other people find out about this channel. And you can also subscribe.
Subscribe.
When you subscribe, you get to keep up with all of the stuff we do on this channel. We have videos every week. We have Sullivan Spaniel. He is on Wednesdays. We have 3 ingredient recipes on Thursdays. George and Dog are here on the weekends. And then we do a live stream every...
Really?
Yeah. Do you want to join our live stream next time?
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe you'll see Louise.
What's in it for me?
You get to talk to people live.
Oh. Do you need eggs for that?
Possibly.
Alright.
So why not subscribe, keep up with us, and until then, I'm going to enjoy the rest of these deviled eggs, and Louise is going to take a well-earned rest.
Good night.
Bye-bye. So are you a devil, so that we can make some deviled eggs?
Well, I have to lay the eggs. And, you know, if I get it, you put on the headgear and...
Okay, that one's a little, no, that's a little disturbing, I think. I think you got to lay the eggs and all that. That's good blooper, but I think you can say I've got to lay the eggs, but that. Well, just say we'll get to it. Okay.